What's up, guys? It is your favorite man in black. It is the Wolf, and we are going to be talking about these ego leaders. Let me say this. I think it is time for somebody to stand up and say, no more of these false gods. No more of these Hollywood leaders, elect, allegedly elected officials, uh, social media guru leader types, male or female. If you're watching someone's YouTube channel or TikTok or Instagram or whatever it is, and the person you're listening to is not speaking about balance, whether that's financially, physically, spiritually, socially, mentally, economically, why are you listening to them? Think about it. Ladies, if you're listening to a man and he's preaching, oh, I would give my woman everything. She can have my check and this and that. And, I don't ask her where she goes. And right now, if you're like, yeah, yeah, you're not balanced. You're part of the problem. That male's an adult sized boy talking that way is also part of the problem. He's doing it for the clicks. He's not doing it for you. Doesn't care if he destroys things in his wake. And that's the difference between me. I'm trying to build as I go a beautiful queendom behind me for everybody in the future. But so many people don't care about that because it's not the popular thing. I'm not super popular on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram or whatever else because I keep it real and it hurts. It hurts soft-minded people with soft brains. It hurts. I like entertainment. I want things my way. Indulgement. I want to I want to it's all about me. Guys, if you're listening to, and you don't hear many of them, but if you're listening to some females like, well, I would cook and clean and suck your dick and do everything for you, and you're like, yeah, that's a woman right there. That's a real one. That's how all y'all women should be. You're not balanced. We're not in the dark ages anymore, where women have to stay in the kitchen and cook clean and be barefoot and whatever else. Hell, some of y'all couldn't afford to take care of a woman, uh, or more than one if she or both of them stayed home to cook, clean, and do whatever else. We need each other. That's the key thing here. When you hear somebody talking about relationships and they're not talking about a good balance between the male and the female, and let me sidestep a little bit, that person is part of the problem. And if you're listening to them and you believe that's how it should be, that men are superior, women are superior, you're part of the problem. A healthy relationship is based on communication and mutual respect, and we're not in balance with that. So guys have given up a lot and checked out. Females have now taken on male personas and are aggressive. A lot of them have become perverts. Go on Instagram if you don't believe me. Hell, I open up my Facebook and in the news feed thing, there's girls doing all kind of wild stuff. Can't get away from it. The only way I've been able to redo my algorithm after those being put in there, and I'm not gonna lie, I clicked on it, and that's what helped the algorithm say, "Oh, okay, well then we're gonna show you some more of this stuff." Is you have to really be like, okay, science and planets and plants and animals, and it slowly starts to filter and push that stuff out. But I know the real world is not just on those things, but when we cater even one click to bullshit, the devil's door is open and now they're going to give you all that. And then on top of it, to see that there have been lawsuits against Google and certain other, allegedly educationally speaking, and other companies out there, because once their algorithm AI sees what it is, it starts to cater and control what you see, and then it leads you down a path where it wants you to go. That's manipulation by false gods. If you're getting advice from people out there who aren't in healthy relationships or aren't they themselves healthy or balanced, that person is the problem and you're taking on that person's energy. I'm not saying you need to go to church every day and build a TP for God or whatever else, though I'm sure he probably would appreciate it. Um, but you need to find a moral compass and a positive and balanced center. You don't have to have a religion or a specific faith, but at the end of the day, like I've heard some females, well, he cheated on me, so I'm going to cheat back. So if him cheating was wrong and stupid, then why are you going to cheat back? So you can be just as wrong and just as stupid. Oh, but I guess that's because you picked him as a boy, adult-sized boy, or a dumb male. Because all men are male, but not all of us are good men. You can be an adult-sized boy, physically adult, mentally boy. Same thing with females. So, but you chose to let into your body, into your mind, into your spiritual temple, all of these guys who used and abused your temple. And you're saying that they're the problem. Well, if you're the bank, you're the temple, banks and temples should be guarded. You've let in all the wrong people. Now you're a product of all of those people's energy. And you wonder why you're scatterbrained and hurt and confused and feel used, tired, while trying to maintain this whole level of high level masculinity, which no guy likes. I ain't talked to I've talked to hundreds of thousands of people in my lifetime. I ain't had one guy like, man, I sure love how my girl, be like real masculine. No, but y'all see other girls doing it, so girls can't be wrong. Girls don't do violence. Girls don't do domestic abuses. Girls don't do essays. Girls don't do those things. So all girl, let's buy. Woo! It's all good. It's all perfect, right? I'm afraid not. I'm here to bust your bubble. Like I said, I don't care if you like me or you don't. That I'm gonna still go to the store. Still gonna cash my checks. I'm still gonna take my lady out and treat her right and help her to grow and allow her to help me to grow. Take care of me and mine. I'm just telling you that generally, either you're watching this video for confirmation because you know already how I move. I keep it real, or you're something's not balanced in your life and you need to hear these words. And that's what all of my videos are going to be on YouTube under Badwolf Unincorporated, Badwolf Unrestricted, and on TikTok on at James C Lovett or the Badwolf. Somebody needs to say it. And I have heard people out there with their platforms, like what's his name, Myron Gaines or something like that on Fresh and Fit, whatever. I don't really care for dude. He's got some good advice, but he's a little too cocky with it. But I do like some of the message he has. But to be on the side of some of the ladies, I don't like or care for some of his delivery. But it's not so much about the delivery, but it would come off more receptive if somebody like me who has a good delivery were to say the same thing versus somebody with a cocky mannerism, tone, and character. So be careful who you listen to out there because they're trying to program you. And in fact, I am trying to program you for the better, if it's only even a little bit. Some of y'all don't know me like this, but on a day-to-day basis, I do consultations for all different things. I do life coaching, I do taxes, I do court things, I've done child support, I've done this for multimillionaires, I've done this for regular people, people in their car, old, young, fraternity, mafia people, I've spoken to a lot of them in private and confidence, movers and shakers and all that other stuff. Matter of fact, one guy still is, a world travel life coach. And he booked me out every Thursday for 3 or almost 4 years to learn how I think, to adopt certain things that I could teach. So when somebody wants to attack me, that's fine. Cool. Glad you feel that way. It's not going to change anything I'm doing. Now, if you want to talk, cordially, we can do that. Attacks are a dime a dozen. This is where people like me and whoever else get what's known as celebrity skin. Oh no, you don't like me. You disagree with how I said it. You don't like my information. Okay, it's fine. Do you know the definition of insanity though? The definition of insanity is where you do the same thing over and over and you expect different results. If you go to the same place and you expect to just, find this wonderful man or woman, that's insanity. Doesn't mean that they may or may not show in there, but you're so locked into this loop that you're like, well, I've been here for like 2 years, 3 years. And you still ain't met the quality guy there. Still getting your bag blown out by off brands. Still trying to trust your baby mama. Still trying to believe that whatever it is, if you're doing the same things and it ain't changing, that's the definition of insanity. You have to change the equation. And if you don't know how, then the first step is listening to the right person or reading the right book, but have discernment before you go all in on something. Just because a guy looks good or a girl looks good or whatever else doesn't mean they have their shit together. Doesn't mean they're clean. Doesn't mean they're good financially. But when I seen a profile go up, and I believe it was a fake profile, dashing white guy, nice hair, good build, 6'7" or something like that, makes good money. And I seen him post, which I believe it was probably a fake profile, but to prove this point, he had a number of domestic problems, abuse. He even said in there he has, on women and whatever else. And other females, adult sized girls, all responded to him with some very serious, you're handsome, take me on a travel trip, here's my number. That's sick. I don't know where that comes from exactly, other than it sounds like they didn't have a good childhood, probably didn't have a good father, didn't have a mother who was balanced to be able to also teach her discernment. But once again, guys, male or female, stop worshiping these false gods, these false idols, these false social media gurus. Be better within yourself and realize the real truth. You are lowercase g gods. Act like it. Do better. Take the higher road. I didn't say be perfect, because Lord knows I'm not. You know how I got this good advice? Because I've been through it. I've fallen down the stairs and hit every stair. I have fallen up the stair and hit every stair. And I've been in places so dark, most of you guys probably would not even be able to exist where I've been. And I've also then tried to pull myself back to the light. I've been the player, I've been the bad guy, I've done street stuff, I've been in gangs, I did all kind of stuff. A weaker male would have terminated themselves or others around them. It is hard to find balance. So that's why I'm not saying you're bad or you're wrong, you're evil, unless you are bad, wrong, and evil. And you guys teach the best lessons, male or female. What I'm saying is that before you have to swing all the way left or all the way right or whichever direction, forward or back, even if you do get there, understand that it's not too late for you to be a better person. And it doesn't take you having to touch the fire to know that it's hot and that it hurts and that it can destroy you. Some of y'all learn better that way. So I'm not even gonna knock you. I don't need to have my leg bitten off by a shark to know I don't want to go swimming with sharks. So I don't swim anywhere where sharks can eat my leg. A lot of you females out there don't want advice from guys because they don't have a vagina. You think girls are always going to tell you the truth. Girls are usually some of the most catty, jealous people that there are. Not every female out there is going to be happy for your success or you finding a good man. I've seen it. I've been with girls who tried to put the pee on me the moment my girl went to the bathroom. Some of her own friends. Now, I don't go running my mouth and saying all that to her. I don't care if she would believe it or not. I just tell them, nope, I'm good. If you listen to false gods, false gurus who put on a good show, and you don't hear balance coming from what they're talking about, where both sides win, they're a false god. They're a false prophet. Yin and yang. You know that Chinese symbol? That's the balance of male and female and energy alike and your life. Good and evil, light and dark, man and woman. Two sides coming together to balance each other. So if somebody's telling you something about life and it's not about balancing whatever it is you're interested in, you've just been taken for a ride. But maybe that's a lesson you need to learn. I hope you do. Matter of fact, for even the bad people out there, here's one of my favorite expressions. I hope you, bad people, the ones that this applies to, which is should not be a majority of all you guys watching, but I want to also give the good people a phrase out there that I like to use in me trying to balance my own life and energy and not hate and do bad things like I used to. For the bad people, I and good people, here's your message to learn. Bad people, this is a message for you, to you. I hope you go through everything you need to in life to become a better person. And I'll talk to you later.